good thing about the Marketplace conference is it's very colorful. So it's, marketplaces seem to be similar at core, and yes, people should talk, and we do talk about what that means. But obviously, it's always interesting to learn what kind of marketplaces are around, and they're partly so much different that this is like, okay, seriously, there's a market, because obviously you need a market to build a marketplace, and some of those market, I've never heard before, but then you figure out they're huge. That's interesting.
I'm absolutely thrilled to be at the Marketplaces conference. I'm a total marketplace geek, and it is just wonderful to be surrounded by so many other marketplace founders from whom I can learn, and also investors with whom I can start to build relationships.
I really love the Marketplace conference. I think it serves as really truly the epicenter of all things related to Marketplace. I think it functions like a melting pot of a diverse range of investors and founders and operators, where they can come together and exchange ideas and experiences and best practices. And I think the synergy of this knowledge and this kind of resource base and networking is really powerful and creates a really exceptional event. And I can't complain with the Berlin weather right now, but I'm always super excited to come every single year.
I think it's been truly fascinating to see when you have a conference that focuses entirely on one business model, then you get a lot of in-depth content, people who are similarly excited about the space, and a lot of founders that are exactly working in that space. So I think to have that high concentration, both on the network side, but also on the content side, is really superb.
So I get very excited actually meeting people that I haven't seen also throughout the year, and bringing everyone together, and also really getting inspired by what is driving the community and driving marketplace founders and investors. And it's quite exciting to me to see that the topics are actually also changing year over year. So it's not always the same. There are things that stay the same, but there's also new things popping up, and how also the landscape is changing. And that's actually the topic of this year. And exciting to see how marketplaces can actually adapt and further develop, become more resilient. And I think that should be great inspiration for both founders and also investors.
So it didn't exist when I was in the early days of Ring True and we raised some index, but I found that actually there weren't that many peers or investors who truly understood marketplace metrics, how to scale them, could understand the network effects between supply and demand. So the idea of having the preeminent conference for marketplace founders in Europe, where you can meet and talk that language and learn from others who've really scaled, is amazing. So I would have loved to have come when I was running True.
Ultimately, the marketplace conference is really about one thing, which is bringing marketplace founders and marketplace investors together. So what gives me a particular joy is that I get the feeling or the feedback from the people that are in the audience, the builders for the marketplace of tomorrow, that they took away something from the event. And this can be a meaningful connection, or it can be a new insight which can really help them to build their own marketplace business. I think that's ultimately why we're doing what we're doing here. And as long as people are giving us that positive feedback, we'll continue to do it.